Hey guys, I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Shikha, and as you can tell, it's kind of snowing outside right now, which is really nice. I thought it'd be nice to do a video here in the snow, me sitting around chatting with you guys, feeling like I'm in your living room. In this video, I want to talk to you guys about judgment and how, unfortunately, INFJs have this tendency to jump to judgments about people. Now, I'm not saying that the judgments are wrong in any way, because we have our introverted intuition. We really, we see the big picture. We feel their emotions. We feel who they really authentically are, the people around us. We know who they are really even before they speak to us. The truth is that probably the judgment we're making about them is pretty accurate, if not 100% accurate. So there is a reason why we make the judgments that we do. We're not just willy-nilly making snap judgments because we hate people and we want to just judge everyone around us because everyone sucks. Although we do have days like that as well. But I think the reason we do that is because we trust our intuition. If our intuition says something about this person, we're like, okay, cool, I'm going to make a judgment about this person. And I know that in the past, when I have not trusted my intuition about a person, it has led me wrong and it has caused me to have pain in my life. And so I want to make sure that I don't repeat that mistake again. So I'm going to make sure that I listen to my intuition right now and I go ahead with it and I make that judgment and go along with it, right? The problem with this is that, we end up judging people really harshly sometimes the minute we meet them, right? And I don't think that's a wrong thing necessarily. I just want to kind of present a different way of doing things because that's the life that we're leading. We're always trying to grow. We're always trying to do things better or differently, right? And I suggest, if you could try this, I suggest that it would be a good idea to perhaps judge a little bit tenderly the next time you meet someone else, someone new, someone that you don't know, or someone that you have met already but you are judging harshly. Perhaps try to look at the deeper picture. Now, it's very hard to do that if you've already made a judgment about someone, but this is our growth. This is our personal development journey that we're on, right? Learning more about ourselves and trying to be a different kind of person, trying to do things differently, okay? And so 2019 is here. It's a chance to live in a different manner. And so I've been really trying to not jump to snap judgments or have snap judgments about people, and to really try and to remember that everyone is fighting a different battle. You have no idea what they're going through. Really, everyone is dealing with a different situation. Perhaps they're just going through a bad day or a bad week or a bad year even, like you've had those situations where there was a lot going on and you had a really terrible month or terrible year and you feel like you're never going to get through it, and you were grumpy and you were bitchy and you were mean and you were rude. And so everyone has those moments. Everyone has that time where they weren't perfectly themselves and they weren't perfectly nice and amiable, if you want to call it that, right? The reason I mention this is because I think when we're making judgments, we're not using our empathy enough, right? Because we've been hurt so many times in the past by people, so we I think we overdo it with the judgment. I think we overdo it with the criticism because we're so fearful of being put into that situation again where we're going to get hurt. We just don't want to deal with that again. You know what I'm saying? It's just so hard because we've dealt with it in the past and it was terrifying. It's hard to go through a situation where you're going to be dealing with something and it's going to be painful and you already know it. And so why would I put myself through that again? The reason for that is that, as we get older, as we get wiser, as we have proper boundaries, it gets easier for us to deal with negative people in our life. And it gets easier to deal with people in general in our life. And so if we can judge a little bit tenderly, if we can kind of give a little bit of leeway, if we can understand and use our empathy and realize that everyone is kind of going through a different situation in their life, perhaps it's a situation that causes them to be the way they are right now, perhaps we can kind of judge them a little bit less harshly, judge them a little bit tenderly, and maybe be that person for them where no one else can be there for them. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like INFJs are the empathic, sensitive, loving person that we are, that we could possibly be there for people that no one is there for, and no one is being there for them, no one is taking care of them, no one's understanding their situation, no one is standing by them. And perhaps we could be that person that could stand by that person, that we could be that person who takes their side when no one in the world is taking their side. The only reason I'm mentioning this at all is because I've been thinking a lot about how I want to be treated in the world and how I want to treat people in the world, and how everything is action reaction kind of thing, right? Maybe you can use even the word karma with regards to it. And I know I don't believe in karma really, but I've been really thinking about how I've had such a great life, and I've had so many good people in my life that have taken care of me, that have loved me, all these extroverted, amazing people that have adopted me and taken me places when I was by myself and alone and lonely. And if they had really made the snap judgment about me that I'm an introvert and they shouldn't bother with me and they should just leave me alone, and if every person did that in the world, if they just made snap judgments and did not give people a second chance, if they did not give people another chance to prove themselves because perhaps they were having a bad day or a bad month or a bad year, then can you imagine how much crazier the world would be, right? If we did not give second chances. And I know INFJs have this tendency not to give second chances, which is, I think, I know it's a defense mechanism. I'm not saying that we shouldn't do that, because certain situations absolutely require it, and it's a kind of protective mechanism for us. I'm just suggesting that perhaps it is time for us to awaken a little bit more, to be a little bit more open to the idea of allowing a second chance to happen, or even a third chance to happen. Now, I know the door slam is inevitable in these cases where we give a person a second chance and they don't do things, and then we give them a third chance and then they don't do things the way we wanted them, or they are rude to us or cruel to us. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't door slam at all. The door slam is absolutely necessary at that point in time. But I find that I've kind of, in the past, done things where I only gave a person the first chance, and even sometimes not even a first chance. I've met a person and instantaneously I've gotten the heebie-jeebies from them for some odd reason. And I was like, no, I can't even talk to this person. I'm not going to be around this person. This person is wrong somehow. I just don't know why, but I'm not going to do it. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not going to trust my intuition at all. Of course, my intuition is trying to tell me something. But I also want to mention that as INFJs, our intuition are also hyper amped, because as I said, we've dealt with so many different situations where we did not listen to our intuition. And so I think what I do with my intuition is I hyper amp it. Like, it's just hyper aware in a way where it goes over and beyond. It goes to an extreme. And I amp it up so much that there's no way I could ever trust anyone with it. My intuition is it goes to such an extreme that I always jump to negative assumptions about people, because it's easier to negate a person and not have them in your life at all than to give them a chance and to deal with that point in that time where they might hurt you, right? It's always easy to just jump to a conclusion and just brush them off and fend them away and put them away kind of thing. It's just easier to do that, right? Isn't it easier just to be like, okay, everyone sucks, everyone is untrustworthy, everyone is not for me, I'm an INFJ, I'm an island, I'm just going to be by myself, and everyone is not welcome, and I hate people, and it's just easier to do that, right? It's harder to say to yourself, okay, I am a human being on this planet, not everyone sucks. Actually, most people are good, kind people doing the best they can. And so what I need to do is perhaps not be as sensitive, try not to be as sensitive, not jump to snap judgments or snap conclusions about people, give them a second chance, give them a first chance even sometimes, and let things go perhaps a couple of times before I really door slam people, right? I'm just saying this because I know that it has happened to me in the past where I've been really harsh and I've done things really harshly. And I'm not saying you guys do it as well. So perhaps you're not in the same boat as me, and perhaps you're more empathetic and you have you give more chances, and perhaps you're nicer to people than I am. Oh boy. But perhaps this lesson would be useful for you as well. I'm trying really hard in 2019 to be a little less harsh, a little less critical, and a little less judgmenty, which is not a real word. I hope this makes sense. I hope I was able to explain myself to you guys. Sometimes I have these ideas in my head, and I'm kind of implementing them in my life, and it seems really logical to me when I have it in my head, but sometimes perhaps it doesn't come out right. So if you guys have any questions at all, please let me know. I'm here to answer your questions, here to be there for you guys. I'm so excited for 2019. I'm so excited for this new journey, this new year, new time that we have together, and I hope that you guys have an amazing 2019. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys the next time around in the next video. Bye for now.